I was thinking about being a writer and what that meant to me throughout my life. Initially, it was very important to me to be able to identify myself as a writer and to be able to say that I am a writer, and that took different forms or held different definitions. Did that mean published novelist? Did that mean I'd written a manuscript? Did that mean I was agented? Did that mean that I was earning my living solely as a writer? Setting all of those definitions aside, I think it's important to realize that a writer is very simply, at its base nature, someone who writes, and it's as simple as that. And so if you are writing, you are a writer. Concomitant with that, I think it's important to not identify ourselves just as one thing, and most certainly not with our vocation, whether that's writer or something else. The problem is that it's very easy to fall into the habit of identifying ourselves with the thing that we do. And it's never so simple, and we are very complicated beings. And so to identify yourself simply with one thing is a dangerous approach, especially when that thing is taken from you for whatever reasons. And I think it's much wiser to not aspire to be a writer, but to aspire to write, if that is something that you enjoy doing and want to do. And if it's not, of course, it does not make much sense to aspire to do it. And when you do it, consider yourself a writer. But when you're not doing it, don't consider yourself a writer. And acknowledge that we are, as they say, a multitude. And let it be a part of you, but not the whole of you. There's always, a desire, or at least I had a desire, I should say, at a certain point in my life, to be able to go to cocktail parties, which is ironic because I never really enjoyed such things, but as it were, and to be able to say, oh, I'm a writer, and that's what I do when someone asks, what is it that you do? But I think that is, I learned, I should say, that is not quite the right approach. The better approach, I think, is to simply be present and answer the question. And if it's a vague question such as what do you do, to perhaps seek further clarification in a friendly way, or to attempt to answer the question you might think being asked, such as usually how do you earn your living, in which case answer that. And if it is as a writer, then so be it. But the better approach is to accept that we are multiple parts and to not so easily identify with one. And even better, a footnote at cocktail parties, to actually just engage with the other person and see what they have, see what you can learn from them, and see what commonalities and experiences you may share. So I thought I would mention that because it was something I struggled with throughout my life in terms of wanting to say that I was a writer until I had achieved the point where I realized that it didn't matter, that I loved to write, and writing was enough in and of itself, separate from the definition. But that's just me, of course. Something to think about as you go about defining yourself in your life. So I hope you go forth and have a wonderful day. I recommend yet again Winnie the Pooh and the House at Pooh Corner and the work of Clarice Jensen. Her music is moving and beautiful and powerful. So, I love you.